I'm now talking with Sheriff Candidate Mike Gatke. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, today what we're going to do is find out a little bit about Mike and some of his thoughts about the Sheriff's Office. And Mike, let's just start with, tell me about yourself and your background.
Well, Tim, I've worked at the Branch County Sheriff's Office for the last 30 years. 24 of those 30 years, I've been an administrative sergeant. I believe that I have acquired the administrative and leadership skills to carry your Sheriff's Office into the future, serving your families of our community.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about your family.
My wife of 32 years, Christine. We have 2 adult daughters and son-in-law. Everybody lives in Coldwater still. We're very grateful for that. We have a granddaughter that's 18 months old. We're joy of our life. Mm-hmm. And I believe that in transparency and accountability. And the reason for that is I believe that that'll bring about consistent communication. And it'll start with the employees as goes out to the different boards that we serve and also the community that we serve itself.
So when you talk about this transparency, are you talking about meeting and greeting people? Are you talking about electronically staying in touch? What do you mean by that?
I do want to stay in touch with the community. I want to be approachable. I want to be open. The transparency is any questions asked, whether it's a budgetary question, whether it's a enforcement question, whether it's an incident, good or bad, good decision or a bad decision. We're open to and being transparent about our communications and our answers to the community and to those that hold us accountable.
Now you talked about budget, and I know you have to work with the Branch County Commissioners on this. You have to do more with less, because it's not like they're going to say, okay, well, we have more money in the budget now, and you can have more money. We know the reality is that's not the case in the coming years.
That's correct, Tim. The budgets are very tight, and with the revenue sharings over the years diminishing to nothing, we are in a position where we need to continue to cut corners. We need to do with what we have right now. We will. It'll take a while to grow out of this economy, and we're aware of that, and we're willing to do with what we have. The Sheriff's Department jail is beyond the renovation period that it was slated for, around 4 or 5 years beyond that point. But we're willing to and can and have done with what we have. We need to have a long-term fiscal plan in place to either grow bonds or slowly buy them or not hand, because a new jail, Tim, would be around $15 to $20 million, and we just can't afford that right now. So we have to have a long-term plan, probably be out of office by the time that this plan comes to fruition, and that's okay. But we need to have a long-term plan to be fiscally sound in that jail so that we can provide the security and safety to the community that they demand that we do.
Let's talk about goals and objectives, things that you would like to do if you became the sheriff.
One of the since January, I announced some of these goals and objectives. Obviously, I hit on the jail already, and it is the officer safety and the security of that jail and growing revenues. I believe that the higher level of service to our community, though, is going to be through training. And the other area is a major crimes task force. That sounds like a big name and a lot of money. It is not. Basically, it is a pool of resources that will handle major crimes, death investigations, large fraud cases, unfortunately any large criminal sexual conduct cases involving multiple victims, and it consists of three different investigators, high-level investigators, a member from the prosecutor's office, a member from the fire board in case of arsons, a member from the 911 board, and that was the need for that task force. It was proven, unfortunately, in a body that was found in the northern part of our county this last year. And once our detective and deputy realized after 5 days that the crime occurred in Calhoun County responded with this like task force. And within 3 days, they had 2 men in custody for the death of that man. And it also provides the prosecutor with a much more thorough investigation and a more expedient investigation, just simply because of the resources that I've talked about that help them to expedite that. The other area that I'm very excited about is a social media area. and that is utilizing a push-pull type of information. Pushing out either emergency information, educational information, awareness information from the different boards that we're on and that we're affiliated with, the domestic violence, the elder abuse board. A simple thing is an accident. What do you need when you have an accident? License, registration, proof of insurance. People get shook up during those times, and it's just to help to educate the community in pulling the information. Having another avenue that you talked about and being open, hearing what the community's needs are, creating another opportunity for them to speak to the sheriff's office.
So an open line of communication direct to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Tom.
Okay. Anything else before we go, Mike?
You know, Tim, 30 years ago, this community made an investment in a very young officer. And I know how important investments are to this community. And through 3 sheriffs, I have had the privilege to build those investments for this community. And I am now asking that I am able to return those investments as your next sheriff of Branch County.
All right, Mike, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it.
All right, candidate for sheriff coming up August the 7th is the primary. You need to get out and vote, and everybody needs to exercise their right out there. I'm Tim Hart. Mike Gatke has been our guest. You're watching Our Community.